Good morning, student. Welcome for today's science class in 7th. How are you all, Petines? I hope you all are fine, good. We are going to start a new chapter, that is water. Water is a precious natural resource. As we know, our earth is 3/4 filled with water and it's look like blue in color. Why it's look like blue in color? Due to its natural resource. As water is filled all over there. That's why it's look like blue in color. There are many uses of water in our life. As we can see, the uses of water, we use the water for drinking, washing hands, brushing, bathing, cooking the food, watering our plants. For all these purposes, we use water. A very good resource of water is lake, ponds, stream, rivers, through which we get the natural water as drinkable water, I can say. Even there are many resources like pure water resources we are getting from these streams also, from the lakes also. So we are very much aware with these resources also, like rain, stream, ponds, rivers, wetlands even, sea, ocean. Ocean is also a very good resource of water, as aquatic life exists over there also. So for the aquatic life also, the water is very important. As we are very much aware with this, now it is a very important resource for our life that exists over here. For our basic needs also, water is very, very important. Now beta, water natural resources that can be divided into exhaustible natural resource and exhaustible natural resources. So inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources. What are these? Inexhaustible natural resources which are available in large quantity and are not going to be end in the future. They are in very much plenty quantity, such as air, sunlight, and water even. And exhaustible natural resources, resources which are present in limited quantity and can be finished if they are used in uncontrollable manner. If you are not aware with this, you should contain the content with you that exhaustible natural resources can be finished. Yes, so we should take care while using them. Okay. So renewable and non-renewable. Renewable resources, the exhaustible natural resources which can be replenished with a reasonable time, that is called renewable resources like soil, forest, underground water. These are called the renewable natural resources and resources which cannot be, which replenished with a reasonable time are called non-renewable natural resources. For example, fossil fuels. Let's see the pics of the renewable resources, beta. Renewable resources are natural resources that can be replaced in a short period of time. You can see the pics over here. And the forest also are the very good example, and we will talk about the natural resources, non-renewable resources which can be exhausted are petroleum, natural gas. You can see natural gases that are available in a very limited period. You can see the coal is also present in a very limited quantity. So all these are present in the very limited quantity. They all are non-renewable natural resources. So let's talk about the uses of water first. The life processes such as digestion, distribution of nutrient and excretion require water. So they all require water. Okay. And water helps in maintaining the temperature of body by sweating. And it is required for daily routine activities activities such as drinking, cooking, cleaning utensils. It is also useful in the generation of electricity, navigation, irrigation. For several plants and animals, water acts as habitat. I have shown you the aquatic habitat over here, and it is given also. Water helps in germination of seeds. For the growth of the plant, water is required by the plants during the process of photosynthesis. We have started the transpiration process. Water is very much essential for that also. So these are the uses which are required wherever required for the water, and it is very much important for our life also. Ability of water in our nature. Let's see how much water is present. 71% of the earth is covered with water. Therefore, our earth is also called a watery planet. 97.5% of water is available on the earth's surface, is contained in the sea and oceans. So, this water is salty or saline, which cannot be consumed directly, and therefore it is unfit for human consumption. So, 2.5% water is required as a major portion, and 1.7% is found in the frozen form as ice caps on the top of the mountains and glaciers. So beta, very less quantity of water is left for the drinking, because lot of water is unfit for us. As we can see that fresh water is only available 0.8% in total. So we can say that actual amount of water available for human use is negligible. Okay. Let's take a recap of this. That you can see over here, sea and oceans are having 97.5%, and here the groundwater is 0.8%. That is only fit for us. In ice caps and glaciers containing 1.7% of water. This is only fresh water left. But whenever the glaciers will start melting, definitely the water level of the ocean start increasing. That again become a very big crisis. So in total, only groundwater is left for drinking it. So 0.8% is the only resource of the water left. Now beta, let's see the forms of water. In which form water is available. We know that water exists in three physical states: solid, liquid and gas. The state of matter can be interconverted by heating or cooling. Water can be found in all three forms. Solid form of water, that's snow and ice. I told you our glaciers are there. They are present in the ice caps at the pole of the earth, means North Pole and South Pole we are talking about, where snow are covered with mountain and glaciers. Now beta, you can see these are the glaciers and the mountains which are covered with snow. So in this solid form, it is available on our earth. So this is the solid form. You can see it. As well as in the liquid form, they are present in the form of vapors, and in the gaseous forms, also liquid form, you can see water, and in the gaseous form, it is present in the water vapors. Now beta, let's come to the topic, where do we get water from? We get water from lakes, ponds, streams, rivers. Most towns and cities have water supply system contained by the civic bodies. The water is drawn by these lakes, river, ponds and wells even. So we can see these water resources also. So many villages do not have such water system with the sedimentation, filtration, aeration and coloration method where purification of water is possible. So they utilize this kind of source of water from where they get a clean, pure water from these kind of water resources. So the peoples who are not getting the method with this filtration method or RO method, they are not getting, like sedimentation, filtration, aeration, chlorination, which purify the water. So they collect from where? They collect from the, you can see these taps over there. They get the water from these wells, from these hand pumps, and even they get it from the rivers and streams also, where they get the purified water. Now beta, let's cover the topic underground water. Underground water can be pumped out by the wells, by the tube wells. You have even visited the villages. You have seen the wells over there, you have seen the tube wells over there, even hand pumps also you're able to see in the remote areas if you ever visited over there. So through this system, water can be taken out. The rainwater, how it is stored under these water tables, let me discuss this. The rainwater and the water from other resources such as river, lakes, ponds, they are cracks from these cracks in the earth. They get inside this water. When the rain come, and from these rivers even, the water gets stored in the inside the earth layers, and the process of sweeping of water into the ground is infiltration method is over there. So after saturating the soil, rainwater and water from other sources move downwards and get collected and above pre-viscous rocks. So these reservoirs of water collected over pre-viscous rocks below the surface of earth is called groundwater. That means the water which is stored in the ground, beta, that is filtered by the rocks that are present inside them. And the upper level of underground water is called water table. You can see water table. And you can define as the minimum depth of the soil where all the pore space are filled with water, and the water will get inside all the pores of the soil. So over here, the water table varies from place to place, beta. Wherever somewhere it was quite 30 feet along, and over here it is 6 feet hardly 6 feet on our Haryana. Okay, so water table is quite high. The water table may be at the depth of less than a meter and maybe several meters below the surface of the earth. In the Rajasthan like areas, near about 30 to 40 to 60 feet the water level is over there. So very hard for to take out the water from this water table. Water table fall during summers and rises during rainy seasons. Wherever in our areas, in the rainy season water table increases up to quite high level, up to 1 feet. Now beta, let's discuss that the water table increases and decreases. As in the rainy season, it was increased up to a level, and in the summer season it decreases. It all depend upon the rainfall also. If excess amount of underground water is withdrawn even, so it will fall the water table also. So that's why we are saying that the water which is below this earth should be utilized minimum, because as we are utilizing it, we are wasting it, because that is the water only left in our earth for drinking. And the industries, irrigation department, irrigation areas, the peoples are using the underground water. If they are using a lot, definitely the level will decreases. and gradually and continuously lowering of water table is known as groundwater depletion. If keep on using these underground water by the industries as well as for the agriculture purposes or our household purposes, then the depletion will be occur, and this depletion of water table will decrease our drinkable water. So till here we will study and continue with this topic with the depletion of water table in next lecture. So read this content beta and try to collect the more information about it. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.